now from downtown Minneapolis. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us inside beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Vikings. The veteran kicker, Graham Gano, puts it on the tee. And off we go from Minneapolis. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The bootleg. He'll look to throw. A throw on the move is caught. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That is intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Xavier McKinney. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their 1st points of the game.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
And he gets marked out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line. A great chance to convert that early turnover into points. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll try to get the running game going. His 1st carry. And he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play. And now it is 3rd and goal.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage. And that's exactly what they did here.
He slides it in there. And he is in. Touchdown, Vikings. That touchdown, number 11 on the year. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover. Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is caught for the throw. Touchdown, Minnesota.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Going for it all. Well, on the sideline, and it's intercepted.
We had a chance to talk to the defensive coordinator the other day, and remember what he told us, Mike? He said, we know how talented this young rookie quarterback is. He can make all the throws. We've seen him do it in college. But it's a different animal now doing this in the NFL. We think we can make him force some bad throws and make some bad decisions. And so far here in the first half, that's exactly what they've done. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. What you love about these running backs, Mike, is that their confidence is that they can make every play a big play. But in this case, sometimes you have to know, all right, it's over. Cut my losses, try to get back to the original line of scrimmage and survive to the next down. But tries to make this play extended. Takes a big loss.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick throw, taken in. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. He'll drop to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down. Back to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming. and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Now for the 3rd time in the first quarter, he's been intercepted. And he's going to be out of bounds, but quite a turn of events here. He has set up the offense with 1st and goal. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he's into the end zone yet again. Touchdown, Minnesota. At his 2nd touchdown of the game, numbers 11 to 12 on the season. Extra point by Gano is up and good. And the Vikings move out to a commanding 28-0 first half lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
They'll try the right side this time. Call it a gain of 13. 1st down, Minnesota. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. Second down and 8.
Alert! Alert! Smash! Smash!
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And the Vikings are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal. He'll take this down to the 10-yard line. Here's a run. He'll get a yard or 2 to the 8. 2nd and goal. Here now, 2nd down and goal.
Let's go! Take go!
Now give on the ground. Stop at the 6. And that sets up 3rd and goal.
Okay, ready? Cowboy 80! 18 back! 18 back! Ready?
On play action, he'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. This, about as short as you can get. Gano's kick is good. And the Vikings will extend their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Man in motion here is Washington. Here comes the jet sweep. He tries to get to the edge, but cannot do it. Good job by the defense. No gain. Now, faking the give. He'll try and get there on the ground.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up first down.
Here's a run going left. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Now this time they'll look to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
They'll look to throw. He's going to... He is in. Touchdown, Packers. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg. Could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. First and 10. Williams in motion. It's first down, and they'll run. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
Got it. Ready? Go! Buffalo 18. Ready?
Here's Taylor. The second down throw is incomplete.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
Here we go. Set. Go.
To throw is Taylor. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. His second catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have it for this game.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And this one is fielded in the end zone. Will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. Back to throw here to begin the drive. First down throw there is incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
15-yard pickup there. Good for a Green Bay first down.
Typically in a third down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get this back at their own 34-yard line.
As hard as it is to have this conversation, at some point, someone on this sideline needs to say, is it better off for this young rookie to just remove him from the game, take a deep breath, and reset for next week? Because at this point, 5 interceptions in, you start being concerned that you're doing more harm than you are good.
A handoff as they try to run it here. Room up the sideline at the 45. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let's go now.
They'll stay on the ground. Gets to the edge at the 30. He is having his way. Another big game. This time 18 yards and a first down. Williams in motion. Right back to him on first down. That's powerful running. Lowers the shoulder and picks up 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Tight end going in motion here. They'll stick with him again. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. 3rd and 9. Back to throw is Taylor. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to be out of bounds. Triple zeros up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half. Hi, Coach. Thank you. Two very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Here we go.
The third quarter begins with a run. Room to run at the 35. Down the sideline, past the 30. And they're not going to run it down. He goes all the way. 76 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota. His big game continues. His 3rd touchdown of this one. Numbers 11, 12, and 13 on the year. Now, Cano for the extra point. He gets it to go. The Vikings will add one more onto their big lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
Now, Taylor gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7.
Let's go. Go.
Now a handoff, running right. And he'll get forward to about the 42. Jonathan Allen, the big man from the interior, with the stop. Here now, 3rd and 5. Taylor looking to throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. A gain there of 11. It'll be a Vikings first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Taylor. This one intercepted. And the Packers will take over possession here at the 44.
So this was a great stress test for this defense, Mike. Everybody prepares to defend a quarterback from within the pocket. But how do you defend that quarterback when he breaks the pocket? In this case, watch everybody flow. Everybody stays with the play and maintains their assignment. They get rewarded for a chance at the interception, and he comes through with the pick.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. He'll come up now for second down and 4. Left side, it's caught. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. From the gun, here's a handoff. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. What a great gainer that is. He runs it down to the 5. Now it is first and goal. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7. From a little further back, here's second and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And the drive stalls out as he's brought down, and the field goal unit likely to come on here on fourth and goal. Is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on fourth and goal. His drive will start on the ground. Room up the sideline to the 20. And that's going to help. He's out of bounds up near the 30-yard line. Run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the third quarter. So, a couple of first downs will give them first and 10. They're at the 41. They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. set up third down. Throwing, Taylor. Oh, trying to keep the play alive, but it is intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
Now a give up the middle. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. He'll look to throw. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Handoff here, up the middle. Finding space at the 15. They get 15 on that game. First down, Packers.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset. But as always, there's the exception to every rule.
A modest game. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
A third down. We're trying to get it on the ground. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. Fourth down coming up. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. He gets free. He's inside the 40. Inside the 10. And he's going to take this back all the way. Jarrett Stidham. Touchdown, Minnesota. What a spectacular take back for the score. You can stay in your own end zone and just take the touchback. Better yet, go the other way and get the touchdown.
And just a great heads-up play there, Mike. Not only to secure the ball in the end zone, but then to recognize he had an alley. He's able to outrun the rest of those guys, and now he finds himself taking it all the way back for 6.
Extra point by Gano is up and good. And the Vikings stretch things out even further. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line.
Okay, ready? Let's go now.
Right back to the air following that pick 6. Going up top. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Stephon Diggs there. And it'll bring up second down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter. Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, like living in these third and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate on.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And he's going to have a Packers first down. They managed to convert. That'll keep the drive alive. They'll look to throw yet again. Oh, the pressure, too much, and he goes down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
And more of the same. Another interception. And the Vikings have excellent field position as they take over right at midfield.
This is one of those situations, Mike, where a rookie quarterback can kind of be baited into thinking something's open when it's really not. And these are the things that all coaches are just continuing to work through. Anytime you have a young signal caller, they haven't seen the reps. They don't have the experience. In this case, the defense plays this one to perfection, and it results in the big takeaway.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Now give on the ground. Finds an alley to the 35. A big play for Minnesota. 45 yards.
Wow,